Welcome to the Online Visibility Academy Business Blogging Summer School. My name is Alice Elliott, also known as the Fairy Blog Mother, and today I'm going to be talking to you about landing pages. Landing pages, technically, are any web page a visitor lands on when they first visit your blog or website. It doesn't have to be your home page. It can be your blog listing page, your blog post page, your about page, or any specific static web page. And it's these specific web pages I'm going to be talking about today. When your visitor arrives on your blog, the first thing they do is they recognise they're on the correct website. Then they understand its niche or subject, and then they do something. And preferably, you want them to do something that you want them to do. And this is how a specific landing page can come into play. Why should you have a landing page? Well, you want them to get something that you want them to do. For example, you can get more blog subscribers this way, and more email subscribers that go to your mailing list and then become more warm leads for business purposes. You can sell a product or a service, and you can book a client for one-to-one for your coaching business. Better experience for your customers get experience by having a standalone web page specifically designed for one purpose. You can focus on educating and providing value for your visitors. One message will avoid any confusion on your landing page, and you can eliminate distractions to divert the attention away from your purpose. Landing pages are specifically designed to persuade your visitors to do something you want them to do. Its main function is to get them to respond positively to your call to action. They don't look like any other websites, any web pages. In fact, they should consist of a single page, a single column on your page, with no sidebar, no navigation or footer, because these could attract the visitor away from the main purpose of your landing page. They tend to be longer and act as a story. How long they are will depend on the monetary value of your product that you're trying to sell. If you're doing a subscription, they can be much shorter and mainly be presented above the fold and don't require any panning down or scrolling down. And if you're trying to sell a very expensive e-course or workshop, the more value you have, the more likely your page is going to be longer because of the information you have to contain. Landing pages should provide value for your visitors and promises they will want, and they act like a funnel to drive your visitors down to the call to action at the bottom of the page. Your call to action can be anything like to get the latest post via the email that's subscribed to your blog. They can subscribe to get this free gift, which therefore you get email addresses into your newsletter provider. They can book a place on a course or workshop. They can buy a product or service, or they can make an appointment for a one-to-one for your coaching business. So a call to action doesn't have to be a button at the bottom of the page. It can also be a sign-up form to collect an email address. It can be a buy now button to pay for something, or it can be a persuasive question that can stimulate a positive response. An open-ended question with a yes and no can be very persuasive for a passing visitor. Elements of a landing page include a concise and compelling headline that attracts the right kind of visitor to your landing page. If you're able to acknowledge your visitors' problems and show them how your empathy with how they feel, that suddenly makes your product much more exciting and much more relevant to their needs. Again, if you're able to include a relevant story to your visitors about how you've also experienced the problems that you are trying to prevent or solve, and that you have been through the system and have come out the other side, and how much you have benefited from it, this is something your visitors can also relate to help them buy your product. You want to maintain visitor attention, And this can be done by having an explanatory video at the top of your landing page. This is in fact an introduction to whatever you're trying to sell, and also introduces you if you are trying to, if it's you that's delivering the product, especially in a workshop or an e-course. It also can encourage other people to read the rest of the page. Now, some landing pages only consist of a video and a call to action, and this will depend on the quality and the content of the video. But usually, unless you're very experienced at creating videos, just use the video as an enhancement of your landing page. Skim readers can have their attention arrested by providing highlighted information in coloured boxes. It stops their eye from going down the page. And you can also use bullet points and number lists to offer information in a much more easier format to digest. Other convincing tactics, especially for much longer landing pages, includes, even though you may list the features that your product or your workshop may offer your readers, you also may want to highlight the benefits they get from those features. For example, how are the buyer is going to benefit by experiencing your workshop? How is it going to improve their life? How is it going to solve their problem? How is it going to make their business more successful? Adding testimonials and social proof shows credibility, and especially if you are able to use feedback from previous users of your product or people who've already been through your workshop or course on an earlier date. This shows that that it's been tried and tested and people approve, and it's something definitely a new prospective buyer should consider. Guarantees and free trials show reassurance that people get their money back if they don't like what they've bought, and people always value something for nothing, so providing valuable and relevant bonuses will always enhance the credibility and the value of the price of your product. Landing pages should obviously avoid having a sidebar, navigation or footer, as I said earlier. It should have unnecessary links taken away to prevent visitors from leaving your landing page, because once they've left, it's highly unlikely that they will return. And if you have confusing language or jargon and not plain English, you don't want to make it more difficult for your visitors to understand exactly what you're saying on your landing page. Other confusing features consist of not actually writing your content specifically for your ideal reader. You don't want anybody with a pulse to come to your page, because they are much more likely not to stay on there. And make sure that you only have one message or product per page to avoid confusion, and also one function or call to action on the bottom page so that the visitor can make one decision only. If you want to create a landing page, you must make sure that your theme allows you to create one without a sidebar, navigation or footer. If your theme doesn't do this, you can buy additional programs for landing pages or a plugin. Lead Pages is probably something you've heard of before, but it's actually an external hosted system. Whereas I would like to recommend to you Thrive Themes Lead Pages. Thrive Lead Pages is actually a WordPress plugin, and I like to recommend this because it's a plugin on your WordPress blog. It means that everything you have, all the lead pages you create, are literally on your blog. They're not hosted elsewhere, which means that you can retain your branding and everything about you in the same place. Because it's a plugin, it's therefore less expensive to buy. You can use it with your existing theme. I recommend a Thrive theme, but you can have it with whatever theme you like. There are lots of templates to choose from, which can be easily customized to whatever you like, or you can create them from scratch on an empty blog page. Now, where can you find out about Thrive? Actually, I have a link at the bottom of my homepage, the Fairy Blogmother homepage, fairyblogmother.co.uk. In fact, let's go there now. I can show you my homepage. Here's my homepage. And at the bottom of my homepage, right at the bottom, there is the link to Thrive Themes. And that will give you all the information you need to know about finding about the landing pages, facilities, Thrive Themes and their themes as well. Now, I would like to quickly show you an example of a landing page. If you go to my blog page listing here, and you'll see in the sidebar there is an advert, and this advert goes to a landing page. Here's my landing page. Hopefully it will work in a minute. Yes, it does. And this is the landing page because it has no navigation up here, and it has a very limited footer at the bottom. It has no information in the footer. It does have some branding, so you know it's me. It has all the information about my book that I want people to subscribe to. This isn't the sidebar, it's just more information I have about what you can gain from the book. And so people read the contents here, and then when you've got one thing to do is that to sign up and then press the yes please button, and that achieved the purpose of my landing page has been solved. So this is a very simple landing page that you can actually go ahead and create right now on your own blogs and websites. Especially if you have a theme that has no sidebar, etc. Or if you don't, then I recommend you checking out the Thrive. Here you can also find out more about the Thrive here on my sidebar in the rest of my blog. So I suggest that you go ahead and check out and try and see if having a land page makes a difference to your blog subscriptions. And I guarantee that it will. So let me know how you succeed, and if you have done any brilliant landing pages, and if they achieve the objective that you want to do. And until then, enjoy the rest of the summer school.